Good morning guys from Novi Sad, Serbia. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, I am stuffed. We ate breakfast, lunch and dinner all on Wolt, the delivery service here in Serbia. Due to the lockdown, too much Serbian food, I'm very stuffed. But we are checking out of our apartment today, Arena Apartments in the heart of Novi Sad. Highly recommend them. Check them out in the link below. Also, while you're down there, make sure to check out Airbnb discount code. If you sign up using that, you get about like $40 to $50 off your first booking while helping us. It pretty much is a no-brainer. But like I said, we're checking out today. We are heading north, very north actually, only 10 kilometers from the Hungarian border to the autonomous area of Subotica. We've got to get a bus, a taxi to the bus station, and then a bus. Am I right? Taxi to the bus station, then a bus?
Taxi to the bus station, and then a bus.
And then a bus. And I think it's about how long? Hour and a half?
I don't even know actually.
Hour and a half on the bus.
To the bus station? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And that was a super quick bus ride. And that was a super quick taxi ride. I almost just got run over by the bus. Thank you. But we are here at the Novi Sad bus station. I have no idea where we're meant to go. I don't think we go that way. Oh, okay, round this way. We now have the difficult task of finding the actual bus to SUBOTICA, and the taxi company is actually really good. So we've been using Red Taxi. You message them on Viber, they come within a few minutes, and they're very good.
Niche Express, Novi Sad, SUBOTICA, 10:35. We should be good.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, go.
Okay. Thank you.
Hvala.
Let's go, Billy.
And we have made it to Subotica. That's pretty easy, 900 dinars each. Really boring journey, I can't lie. It only took about an hour, but it's very flat up here. The further north that you go, but only an hour. Went through about 2 or 3 toll roads, so if you're driving, be aware that there are toll roads up here. Do we know how far our Airbnb is?
About a 10-minute walk.
10-minute walk to Airbnb, that's perfect.
We have found the apartment. It wasn't actually too hard to find. It was 10 minutes from the bus station, walk in, and we have got a huge hallway. I'm going to show you a massive.
We're showing now, or we're going to go out first? Let's show them now. Let's do it now.
Might as well. So we're staying at it's called Ivan's Penthouse. We met the owners downstairs. They're so lovely. But this is their hallway, or our hallway. We have our fridge. And one thing that we've now noticed is that when you get an apartment, there's always slippers.
Yeah,
or sliders.
I don't know if I'd be,
Why? Like, I don't understand.
Everywhere in
is it so you
Serbia,
don't wear
there's
socks?
sliders. I'm
Who
not
knows?
sure.
But we have a big dining table and we have our kitchen. The reason it's called a penthouse is because of the ceilings, and you'll see why in a minute. They're sort of like this.
It's on the top floor.
I was just about to say.
Normally what a penthouse is.
And it's on the top floor. Shush! Right, and then we have our bathroom in here. And then when you come through, you have a massive bedroom, spare bed. I say this all the time, but the spare beds are so helpful for when he's really annoying.
Yeah, I get stuck on the spare bed.
And this is a proper apartment because of how big it is. This is our living room. We have 2 extra beds in here, our chairs, the telly, and
I like the artwork.
Yeah, the artwork is really nice, but I was going to say they left Uno out, so I'm probably going to beat Matt at that later.
And we have so many of these, so we should really get reading, and then we'll know where to go. We are apparently only a minute's walk from the main pedestrian street and centre, which is ideal. It means we can pop out, see all the main sites, get something to eat. Unfortunately, the restaurants and cafes are still only doing takeaway, but you can actually go in there now and sit, I think, while you wait. And the sun's out, so we can probably sit outside and eat somewhere nice. So our apartment is here. And that, I think, is the start of the pedestrian street.
I didn't even, when they said a minute's walk, it's not a minute's walk, it's about a second. and this is the very cute and small main pedestrian
quiet,
street
isn't it?
here. It's so quiet in Subotica. It is unbelievably quiet. Maybe that's just because the population is not as large, or because it is a working day and pretty much you're not allowed to sit in anywhere, so no one's out. It's also a bit chilly, but it's got your main shops, it's got all your banks, your main shopping shops, supermarkets, and
I can see McDonald's at the end. It's got a McDonald's.
no, I thought you were looking at something else, and I didn't realise you were looking at McDonald's.
Right at the end of the main pedestrian street is Liberty Square, which is the main square here in the city. And again, it seems really quiet, but the whole of Subotica and sort of the outskirts surrounding areas only has a population of around 100,000, so that does sort of make sense. On here you've got the theatre, you've got the city hall, which actually has a McDonald's on it. That's like needed, isn't it? If you've got a city hall, you might as well chuck a McDonald's down the bottom.
I think this is a pretty impressive building. So the City Hall, or Town Hall, whichever you want to call it, was built in the early 1900s by Budapest architects. It's kind of a very different style of architecture that we've seen. I love the fact that it stands out. It's really, really red, and I also love how the bottom half of the City Hall has become shops or a McDonald's. There is a bank there too, but it seems as though the whole of the bottom half around the bottom has become a shop or a McDonald's.
You notice the difference in architecture here straight away. It has a huge influence from Hungary, as well as it has actually quite a big influence from Austria, so Vienna and Munich in Germany, and you can really see that walking around with the City Hall, as well as a lot of the other buildings here. I like this. You've got the nice park right next to City Hall. People can just chill out, get your food. At the moment, this is where you're going to eat. You're going to get your food from the restaurant, get your Ikea from the bar, come to the park and drink. Everyone will be staring at you, but this is it at the moment. You've got to go with the way of the lockdown. We're just walking past the city's cathedral, which is actually really beautiful, but we noticed they've got these huge cracks, look, going straight through the middle, and apparently this place has been closed for years, and I don't know, it looks close to collapse. I don't know if it was an earthquake. If someone knows, comment below. That's actually such a shame. I really don't know what's happened there. It looks as if it's an earthquake, but obviously these cathedrals are hundreds of years old, so you never know. 400 years ago you might have got a few dodgy builders. But walking through another park in the city centre, like this one's right next to the other one in the main square. It's like a 2-minute walk. It's a very small central city.
There isn't a huge amount going on in this city. It's extremely quiet, and with everything being shut, it makes things so much more difficult. However, everything is so close by. It takes a couple of minutes to walk here and there, which is a good thing, because when you're in a small city, the best thing is that everything's so close together. And after the shortest walk,
it is so small. Is this a city or a town?
I would definitely say it's a city.
It's classed as a city, but it's got like a town feel, but I like that.
It feels like a town, but it's a city. Everything is so close together. But we are here at the Subotica Synagogue. Every building here has crazy architecture and also a big history. This here is actually a memorial of the 4,000 Jewish citizens who actually died in the camps in World War II. They helped build Subotica to what it is today, so they've made it as a memorial, but the building of the synagogue is actually incredible.
Dark history. So many synagogues around Europe do have that dark history, but a positive future, I suppose, that the buildings here live in their memory. I think you can go inside, which we're going to hopefully do if it is open. It was built in 1902, I believe, and it is again in the Art Nouveau style, which this city is famous for. So many of its famous buildings are in this style, and I think it is like the best or the finest, this is Wikipedia talking, not me, style of Art Nouveau for a religious building. But we're just trying to find out if it's open. I'm not too sure. Gonna try and go in? Yeah. I'm gonna follow you. Oh, it costs. Well, yeah, I got to put my mask on. 250. I think it's 250 dinars per person.
No, maybe it's not in English, so I don't actually know. It says Well, yeah. Maybe 150.
Do you want to try and open the door and see if we get in?
Yeah.
Wow, this really is beautiful. It's actually the first time I've ever been inside a synagogue, and this synagogue I just found out is the second largest in Europe. It costs 250 dinars per person to get in, which I believe goes to like the maintenance and for the community, which is really, really nice. And we're the only people in here. I presume it's still in use because it is so well preserved. It is just beautiful. The stained glass windows, the frescoes on the ceiling, the music. First synagogue, and I was definitely really impressed. Like the architecture inside, it was very, let me get that off, very well done. But we're now on the hunt for food and drink because I believe we're on like the main restaurant street. You can see where all the seats would normally be.
Okay, music outside.
Oh, hold on. Beer and cafe. Beer and cafe.
Well.
Right, there's tables outside. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try and get a beer, maybe a rakia in here, and see if we can just drink outside. So two nectar and one rakia, please. Okay. Thank you.
We got so lucky. They're doing takeaway beer. We've got the plastic glasses, or what do you call them? Plastic cups.
Plastic cup. I'm so excited for a beer. What are the chances that we find a bar that is doing takeaway? Apparently they're all doing takeaway now, but obviously not many are going to bother opening because the weather's not great. Who's going to get a beer and stand outside? Only English people that are used to the freezing cold. But we got nectar, which is Bosnian. It's like the only one they had on draft, and I got an apple flavoured rakia in a coffee cup, so I can walk around, drink as much rakia as I want, and I won't be called a drunk. Oh, that's a really good beer, and I've got to try the rakia to wash it down. Juveli, it's very cold today. Oh, that's smooth. Juveli, to the only people drinking a draft beer in SUBOTICA.
Now that was a good beer, but I am absolutely freezing. We actually found out that the guy that's working in the bar is a friend of our Airbnb host, which is crazy. It shows you how small of a city it really is. He has actually recommended this restaurant here because apparently it's one of the most popular. Honestly, it's just gorgeous. Imagine if you were actually allowed to sit down. These restaurants are amazing. He's recommended this restaurant to us, so we're gonna go and check it out. So he actually recommended to us the Boss Cafe, which is one of the most famous and pops up as #1 when you're here in SUBOTICA. So you can only stand at the entrance and you can order a takeaway. What are we gonna get? It's a pizzeria.
Pizzerias everywhere. Have you told them how many?
No, I don't know why.
Is it famous in SUBOTICA? There's literally pizza places everywhere. Pizzeria. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Pizza in hand, supposedly the best pizza in all of SUBOTICA. This is all theirs. So that is their grounds. This is their grounds. It is massive. So Boss Caf seems like the place to be once everything is back open. But I've come up with the idea that we're going to walk back, get another beer, and then hopefully stand outside, eat the pizza, and drink another draft beer. Everything's meant to be closed, but if you think up here, it's not closed.
Look at this setup. It is perfect. We've come back to beer and caf. We have 2 beers. We've got our crazy pizza. They haven't actually cut
How have they forgot to cut it?
So I'm just going to rip and grab. It is freezing, but nothing a warm pizza won't fix. Oh my god. That is really, really good.
This really is lockdown life in SUBOTICA. Takeaway beer, takeaway pizza that they forgot to cut. Tear it away, but it's a great way to support the local businesses here. We have been so lucky today. How did we find a bar that is doing takeaway beer and the best restaurant stroke pizzeria in all of SUBOTICA right next to each other? But obviously that is the street to go to. That is the street that you're going to find all the chairs outside when the weather's good. Apparently the weather's good this weekend, and the government are apparently making a decision on the lockdown in the next few days. But we are taking the long 1-minute walk back from the city centre to our apartment. It's been a really nice day. The synagogue was amazing. First time actually experiencing the inside of a synagogue. The Art Nouveau style here is very impressive, and that is why it was actually 44th most recommended city in the world in New York Times 2 years ago to visit. and we visited it. But yeah, highly recommend it. About an hour from Novi Sad, so if you are going to Novi Sad, make sure you check that hour further up to Subotica. I know we had pizza, it wasn't quite the goulash, which you should have as we're so close to Hungary, but I was hungry, so pizza will do best. We are expecting the weather to get a bit better in the next couple of days, so we have some cool things planned in the sort of surrounding areas of Subotica, but I'm back. That was it. Look, how long was that talking? 1 minute 20. We're back at the apartment. We will see you in the next one.